Hi, my name is Antonia Valaire and I am from Portmore, Jamaica. So big up everybody who come from Portmore, big up Jamaica, big up everybody in the US, big up New York, yeah, big up Rasatiba. So I am one of the Sarabita Awardees and I must say I'm feeling very honored and privileged to be receiving this certification of excellence. I'm a young poet and author and self-publisher. I've been writing since age 10, and what poetry really means to me is it's basically the subconscious thought coming into the conscious, and it's spirituality meets reality, and it's expression, it's my personal feelings, it's my opinions, it's me, having a conversation with the world. Because when I put my writing on paper, in books or on blogs, and I put it out there, that's me communicating, and people can, say they agree or they disagree. And I think it's a process of sharing of knowledge and learning amongst people, and in terms of culture. And it's also it's expression not only of opinions and fears, but pain and joy. And so I love poetry, and it's a beautiful, expressive art. To me, I think it could be much bigger and wider in Jamaica. I don't think it's that celebrated, even though Jamaica is one of those countries that is known for its arts and culture. I think that I don't know, there can be improvement, but I think we are growing. And as a young poet, coming into the industry and being around the elders. When I was growing up, I used to hear on the radio DYCR and Mutabaruka. They were kind of my introduction into poetry, you might say. Even though I always was writing, I just didn't know what I was really doing, just writing. And as I listened to those two individuals, I really got motivated and inspired, and which is very good, because inspiration can come from generations, and it's good that poets like those veterans, they're legends, they can inspire the youths. And so I was listening and being inspired by them, and I got interested in, like, Louise Bennett. I started reading like Okwanuru, Olive Senior. There was so much variety. Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou, and William Wordsworth. Those are kind of amongst my favorite poets. Emily Dixon, and then I extended more to other Jamaican poets and West Indian poets. So that's how I kind of got into poetry writing. By the time I was around 20, I had published a book, Pearls Among Stones. Let me show you. So Pearls Among Stones, and it was first published by a gentleman named Brian Rickson. He's from Canada, and I just want to say big him up. I really appreciate that. And by the time I was 21, I got nominated for Prime Minister Youth Award, which is the highest youth award in Jamaica. I wasn't even still known, and that was like, that blew my mind. Like, I'm this little girl from Portmore, and like, I'm in my room and I'm scribbling, and I'm not thinking that, hey, you can be a great writer, a great poet. I'm just doing it because I'm going through so much. I'm from humble beginnings, and there's just so much chaos going on in my life. And as a youngster, from an early age of 10, I am in deep in thought. I'm observing, I'm reading books. I'm always reading books. That's my world. I've never traveled outside of Jamaica. I hope I get the opportunity to really travel and experience culture and people. But yeah, so that was my world of imagination, reading books, and it really blew my mind. And so even though I've never gotten to travel, my name and my words as I've traveled, which is beautiful, because people message me sometime on Facebook, or people read it in Gleaner. Gleaner is it's a newspaper company in Jamaica, and sometimes people stop me and say, hey, I read your poems, and this is the effect it had on me, which to me, I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that, my words could have that effect because I'm just young and I don't know much about life. But that's the thing, life is about experience, and when you share your words, people can connect because it's genuine and it's from the heart and it's from the soul, and it's something that you have experienced on a personal level, and you are giving life to it. When you describe it and so forth. So I won Prime Minister Youth Award. Simon Preston, he nominated me. This is the award. Yeah, so I won Prime Minister Youth Award in 2013. Let me show you. At the time, Honorable Portia Simpson Miller, she was the Prime Minister at the time. She was the first woman Prime Minister of Jamaica. So even that is an historic moment. The time that I won it, I was 21 at the time. Yeah, and it wasn't long after I won, 2016, I won JCON Youth Empowerment Award. And recently I won a spoken award. This is International Poet of the Year from Black Eyes Productions and Poet Organization. Poet stands for People of Extraordinary Talent. This is from Chicago, by the way. So I write books. So let me show. So these are my 3 books: Pearls Among Stones, Black Gold, Out from Babylon System, Liberation of Mind. Those are my books. And I've had the opportunity to perform on different stages in Jamaica. I mean, one of the most memorable ones is me and the legends, Mota Baruka and Yassa Safari, the Poetry Festival, organized by Yassa Safari himself. This was a poster at the time. And I've had the opportunity to be a project coordinator for Manifesto JA. It's an organization that deals with arts and culture, and we were at Tough Gun Studio, which was a great honor for me to. So these are some of my works. My works have been in all over Jamaica, US, Canada, England, Nigeria, Ghana, New Zealand, Ireland. It's all over, and I'm just, whoa, when Rasatiba messaged me on Messenger and, explain about the awards and that I was an awardee, I was like, whoa. Like, I was speechless, to be honest. 2020 is a year of visions, and we are going through a pandemic. Like, I don't know who's expecting what this year. And so he told me to keep it quiet, don't say anything to anybody, so I didn't. And when he did announce it publicly, the first person to comment it and the first person to call me was Richie Innocent. Now, Richie Innocent, he won it last year. And, whoa, he's just always on point, and he's one of those poets, he's young, but he's still a veteran. And he's always calling me, checking on me, encouraging me. We're always having conversations. I know Rasatiba through Richie Innocent. And that's a beautiful thing about poets and about this, how we organize ourselves. And it's all about unity and love. Because I'm young and, I'm working on my craft, and others are looking on, especially the elders, because I always say respect the elders, they are the foundation. And, Richie, he said you need to know about Rasatiba, and, a connection was made. And so when I told him that, pretty much when he found out that I was an awardee, he called me and he was just encouraging me and said, oh, this is huge, and, you deserve it, and so forth. And I'm just in wow, because I see this award not only on an individual level, but I see it on a collective level for arts and culture and for what poets have been doing for years. We are finally, I think, each time we get some recognition, whether, on a global platform or local, To me, we are putting our poetry in the minds of people, because face it, we're in a internet social media driven place where everything is about branding, image. You have to always promoting for people to always somewhat remember, oh yeah, there's poetry, which I realized that's kind of what happened recently because of the pandemic. All of a sudden everyone was looking for a word, whether it was biblical or poetic. It's This year has been the most that I performed, like I was performing virtually, like people were just calling, interview, podcast, newspaper, like things was just, whoa, like every day, everyone was just, because people were drained spiritually, and they realized that, whoa, there's few things can touch you on that level, and poetry is one of those art forms where it speaks to your soul. It's I think it's Malachi Smith. He said, I think poetry is the conscience of the people or something like that. I believe that. Because poetry do so much. It's not just a bunch of words, on paper. It really speaks to you divinely. And I've recently started doing it on a spoken level because I'm really a writer. But I have been coming out of my shell, and I've been encouraged by other poets like Cherry Natural, Wise Words, Black Eyes, Yasa Safari. All these individuals are Richie Innocent, Spolly. There's so much. They have been encouraging me to, yeah man, really, apart from just writing, really go on stage and really take the stage and really start to develop your craft. And I've been doing that, and people have been seeing growth. And that's one of the reasons why I was nominated for, the International Poet of the Year. And I won, which was, once again, like, I don't know to express it more than just that it's an humble experience. And it's just a wow experience. I'm just, like, I've won, yeah, as you can see, I've won an award before, which is like the biggest award in Jamaica. And it's still, each time I win something, it's still the same feeling, the same emotion that comes over me because of things that I've gone through, things that I'm going through. And I want, when a young lady look at me, she can see that, hey, I come from, where you come from, like what you're going through, and you can, what your passion, you can make it big. And so I want it to be an inspiration, not only for poets alone in the industry, but Jamaican females. Of course, young men can look on as well and see me doing my thing and be encouraged, but especially the young women in Jamaica, they can look at me as an example. Not that I'm putting pressure on myself to be like a role model, but I think that I'm really pushing my passion, and it's being recognized, and I'm very humble and grateful for that recognition. And hopefully it's not just about me anymore, it's about encouraging my generation and the future generation, because Jamaica is it's a great gem. We have so much talents and gifts, and I just think that if we took the time to really work on our craft or know what we are good at. I didn't really know what I was good at, but I was just doing writing. I was just always writing. And I went to university and I studied history and philosophy. I've never actually studied literature, but here I'm doing writing. I'm always writing poetry. And I say, it's a gift, it's divine from, God. I'm a Christian as well. And so I believe strongly in my faith. I believe that these awards are blessings, that they can be a blessing to others. And of course, it has been written in Psalm 45 that, after a Freddie writer, I think that's what it says. So I'm really super honored. And I just want to say thank you, Rasa Teeb and his organization, for awarding me. And I really feel very humbled by it, and I'm always honored to represent my country, Jamaica, represent my family, Portmore. Really, many people don't know about Portmore, Jamaica, but we're really putting Portmore on the map, and so Thank you for the award. I've not received it yet, but I'm saying thank you, and I hope it can inspire generations and inspire a lot of people across the world that you can be passionate about what you're doing and you can work hard and you can be honest. That's one of the most important things. Being honest in what you're doing and be passionate. And don't be afraid to put your opinions out there. Yes, it's tough. People are going to criticize. But that's what poets are doing. We are putting our works out there and people will criticize, good or bad. And we just have to take it. And life is a journey. Life is an experience. And we are in a global learning experience. And so, thank you again. Hope you guys have a God bless day.